With just 3 regular season events left, the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour is heading towards a sensational climax. The race for the Challenge Tour cards is hotting up, and there's still the reality of a chance of winning the £250,000 bonus for one player. Hello and welcome to the East Sussex National for the FORE Business Championship. The season has been full of surprises with 8 first-time winners, one of which is just 16 years old. There's still the chance for Chris Lloyd to bag a £250,000 bonus. And most impressive of all has been the quality of the golf, with records tumbling weekly. So what does Event 13 have in store for us? Well, I'm joined by Kit Alexander. Kit, it's been quite a year so far. Tell us who's caught your eye.
Chris Lloyd is the main man at the top of the race to Amendoira. 3 wins, 3/4 of the way to that £250,000 bonus. His golf has been exemplary. Beyond that, we've had a host of first-time winners. 5 under as a cut mark, that's a record. Course records going all over the place, and that magical 20 under par over 3 rounds has come under threat on numerous occasions as well.
And tell us about the guys who've graduated. Where are they now?
Well, it just goes to show what a good job we're doing as a developmental tour, as our graduates are kicking on big style. Jordan Smith won our Order of Merit 2 years ago. He's a European Tour winner this year. He's a top 10 in the US PGA on his major debut just a few months ago. Beyond that, Aaron Ray has won 3 times on the Challenge Tour this year to earn his way up onto the European Tour. I could go on. They're doing fantastic things all over the place, but we've only got so long, so we'll move on.
That's great. Well, let's get back to this week and see what the East Sussex National has in store for us.
East Sussex National.
The East Course, a par 72.
It's long. I'm playing every inch of 7,138 yards.
It's a stunning venue.
That will test every part of our game.
It's hands down driving.
Course management is key.
The greens are undulating.
Very tricky.
And pure.
If you miss
in the right area.
It's a true test. Undulating greens.
Pure luxury.
Great test.
Slopey.
Challenging.
Long.
Brutal.
Kit, it's an absolutely stunning venue. Phenomenal. Who wouldn't want to play here?
Absolutely, you know it's big time the moment you drive in, and they've hosted a number of top-level events here before. The European Tour, Seniors Tour, Challenge Tour have all been here. The likes of Nick Faldo, Colin Montgomery and next year's Ryder Cup captain Thomas Bjorn have teed it up here as well. It's a great honour to be here. There's boards in there that list every player that's ever played here. The EuroPro Tour's event last year was added, so it's wonderful to be part of this history.
Well, let's see who could add their name to that roll of honour by looking at the story so far.
Well, for someone like me, you've got to be looking at 16 under total. You might get to 9 under through 12, and then what do you do? So it's a case of one shot at a time, I think.
You just got to go and play your own game and try and post a number and hope that, well, not hope, you know, fair play to him. He's obviously an unbelievable player at such a young age. It's great to see. Just got to try and go out there, post a number and see what happens really.
I did play with him a couple of weeks ago actually, and he seems like a really nice guy and quite level-headed. So, he's got obviously a big future in golf. He keeps going the way he's going, and I don't know. We'll see what happens today. I mean, if, like I said, I can put some pressure on him early doors. You never know.
Realistically, for me, if I can finish second on my own again, it's a good result. But you never know in golf; anything can happen.
Kim aside, it's a very bunched leaderboard, Kit.
Absolutely, 9 players start the day between 7 and 9 under par. If Kim comes back, then it's all to play for. Even if he doesn't, there's £6,000 up for grab if you finish second on your own. So there's still plenty for everyone to play for today.
Well, who do you think is going to put the pressure on the leader?
The name that really jumps out for me is Nick Marsh. He's already won this season. He's been very, very consistent, no worse than a tied 17th, and he shot 8 under par in the second round. He could make a real charge today.
Let's talk about our leader for the moment. How good is Kim?
I cannot overstate just how impressive this performance is from a 16-year-old. He won last week. He's got a 4-shot lead going in today. It doesn't matter where you're playing, what courses, what tour, to be shooting the numbers he's shooting at the age of 16 years is just absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to see more of him today.
Well, what do you think his chances are of repeating his performance from last week?
Very good. I mean, he came out the doors flying last week, was 4 under for the first 6 holes. He seems to relish it. He's growing into performing in a final round, which he struggled with a little bit earlier in the season. So he's got to be a huge, huge favourite.
Well, thanks, Kit. Let's get to the action now with our commentators, Gary Alice, Johnny Morgan, but first, Simon Golding.
Thanks, Imogen. Well, there's a smash and grab feel out there today on the course, but a touch of finesse will also be required, and that's exactly what Greg Payne found with a birdie at the first to get his final round challenge underway. Beautifully judged. But the Southpaw had a little more in store as well. Another one, birdie at the second. So off to a cracking start, Payne moving himself to 8 under the card. And following in Payne's footsteps, the Scotsman Conor O'Neill birdie putt at the first hole. And in it went. So nice start for him, but it could have been even better because he then went on to have an eagle chance at 2. But frustratingly, that one just slid by, so had to settle for a birdie, and O'Neill moving to 8 under the card as well, as we get this final round bathed in sunshine underway. Kim's the man that they're all chasing, but there are some very, very good players in that lineup that could mount a really decent challenge. We will see. But look at that, doesn't bode well, does it? Trailing by 6, Robbins with his approach at the first. So, gents, plenty on the card for this afternoon, or is it going to be Kim all the way?
I got a feeling it's Kim all the way. I mean, when you go and shoot 9 under in your second round, I mean, well, there's nothing holding him back.
Yeah, I think I agree. Particularly coming off his win at Caversham Heath last week, he's got the wind in his sails.
Yeah, definitely, guys.
Well, after a good start at the first 2, Greg Payne just having a little bit of wind taken out of his sails, I'm afraid, at 3.
That's a good recovery, though, giving himself a chance to limit the damage.
Par 5 second, as we take a look at Harrison with his 3rd shot from around about 100 yards on this par 5. Very good effort. Chance of a birdie.
Now Booth was ticking along quite nicely, got himself to 8 under, but a double at 16. And that's rather seeing the wheels come off.
Yeah, it doesn't look a nice lie in the fringe there. It's going to come out with no spin, and he's judged it to perfection. Get in there. Booyah.
That's a great shot. Well, that's what the guys are going to need to do today if they want to compete with Kim.
Payne's par putt. Can he salvage a par here? No, never read that one right.
Yes, Payne's par putt poor, I'm afraid, Gary.
Yeah, it's always a nasty that when you've set off with a couple of birdies to then immediately drop one.
Well, this for a birdie. Up the hill, we've seen the backspin, good control, and he's converted it. That's a proper birdie, that is. Well played, mate.
So a few moves being made, but this is the man that all attention will be focused on today, Kim. He might only be 16 years of age, John, but he's certainly got the old tan sansu, as we say in Korea.
Yeah, he has, man. Well, he's come to, you know, the opening hole here is a short par 4, so able to get some nice confidence here, set yourself up for a nice little birdie and get back on that birdie trail like he had yesterday. And just see that swing now, guys. Look at this.
I think for a 16-year-old this is remarkably good, and what really impresses me is how well balanced and solid he is. So many 16-year-old boys are willowy, and Kim certainly isn't that.
Oh, yeah, he definitely isn't that. Yeah, they normally have jelly legs, don't they? And they just lose their balance, but no, solid as a rock. I see Connor here. Well, beautiful shot, straight down the stick, and well, he's left that in perfect position. Have himself a nice uphill putt.
As we look at O'Neill, his birdie putt, just keep it inside the hole.
Yeah, there's a couple of O'Neills out there. That one is Ryan, Connor with the previous shot, and both of them playing well. Back to the man of the moment though, Kim, and tan sansu, John, I know you know this, but that's minerals in Korean.
Oh, you know I love that word. You know I love that word. Well, I tell you what, he's definitely got the minerals after that 9 under, which is just baffling really around a golf course like this. And there's the quality of strike right there, generating all that spin. Just could have done with just easing off of that a little bit, and that would have been cozied up by the hole. This is going over the tree. Oh my goodness, where's this one going? It's in the lap of the gods. Well, look at that, right in the heart of the green, and you take that after being out of position after your first shot. Now I know this boy well. David Dixon, grew up with this man, played for Somerset like me. This guy can go low. What a stellar career he's had as an amateur, early days as pro. And here we go. Swing that's never really changed, Gaz.
No, it hasn't. No, I've known David Dixon a long time. For a while he represented my old club at Trevose, and again a very solid action.
Yeah, he's got a little bit shorter, but I think that's age, the backswing, innit?
Yeah, just muscles tighten a little bit as we watch Connor O'Neill trundling one into the hole.
Nice birdie for Connor, takes him to 9 under. And it's been a while since we've had this many Scots and Irish involved in the leaderboard on the final day. There's a real Celtic feel to the day here at the East Sussex National. Now Marsh with his third shot into the par 5, double bogey at the first, so he's got a bit of recovery work to do. And back to Kim to get the score moving early.
Nice one to hole. This would be a great start. Burns the edge of the hole. Gave it a nice run though, John.
He did indeed. Good confident roll, and that was a beautiful roll as well. Stuck to the green like glue. Beautiful.
Sheridan Mills over the tree and a chance for eagle.
Oh, it's tracking. He hasn't hit it. A little bit more beans there. Where's your Weetabix at?
My Korean, by the way, stops at minerals. I don't know what beans are.
Mate, well, yeah, me and you both.
Birdie for Sheridan Mills then, moves him to 8 under.
Well, this is what David was saying, Dicko, at the start of the round. Can he put the pressure on early? Well, this is going to do it. Swinging off his left down the hill. Oh, just high side straight through the break.
Yeah, tough break. Back to Marsh at 2.
Yes, this is important to steady the ship after that untidy double bogey to start with. As Kit told us earlier, Nick Marsh had a very good season, and his career is definitely moving in the right direction.
Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders, Gary.
Well, Dixon tidies up for par at the first. Score remains at 9 under. But he'll see that as an opportunity missed, and he knows there's going to be plenty of those opportunities that need to be taken, but at least he's got first-hand sight of the leader. And that's never a bad thing, is it, to know where the guy is that you're trying to beat?
Oh, definitely. He's in your sights, you're playing with him. You can't get any better than that to kind of hunt him down.
Well, a few moves on our leaderboard, in particular Niall Kearney getting off to a decent start on the front nine, and he's got himself to 9 under alongside David Dixon, but everybody is still chasing MK Kim, as he's known on the tour. And here he is, the man in most people's sights in terms of golfing development at the moment.
He's got the golden swing at the moment. Wonder if this one's tracking. Looking good, looking good. Heart of the green, releasing up there, and now he's leaving himself with a nice little uphill putt. A little bit left to right in that one.
It's great to watch, isn't it? Just fairways and greens. If he keeps doing that, roll the odd putt in, he could be right there at the end of the day.
Now this man trying to make sure that the result today isn't a foregone conclusion. Apologies for that one.
Boom, boom. Nice one there.
6 back from the leader. Like most people today, he's got to find the kind of round that Kim had on day 2 if he wants to be in touch. Now Dixon, he's got the tree as well.
He is right over it. I'd like to play with a draw, but now I think he's playing with a fade. Worked hard on his game over the years, David. I mean, 1 tour score, European qualifying score, I was there. You know, 1 Santo Mare. I mean, he's had a good pro career as well.
Certainly has. As Connor O'Neill launching one away. It looks as though it's turning a bit left, which it is, but only into the first cut, so that shouldn't be too much problem.
And talking of cuts, Connor has missed a few over the last few seasons. He's one of those golfers, he either misses the cut or he does really well. There doesn't seem to be an in-between for Connor.
Yeah, seen that. A man with a lot of potential. Looking like he's going to fulfill it now, but Sheridan, whoa, what a lovely golf shot out of the right rough. Controlled the ball really well. Deco in the bunker. Got to get this one up quick. Looks like he's up against the lip there. Got a bit of green to work with. Be a bit of spin on this one. And that's nicely done. Good touch.
Beautiful conditions out there today. I mean, there's barely a breath of wind. Lovely and warm.
O'Neill flipping it up, as we could see from under the bank, and very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, what a golf course this is. Like you say, it's in stellar condition, Simon. This one, we've seen Greg Payne missing it left. Has he got the right line? Yes, he does. Straight and firm, I think.
Sheridan Mills to 9 under, and he's getting a bit of a move on here. Now, what about this, John? A drivable par 4.
Yeah, it's always nice. Bit of risk and reward. You know, if you go for it, it comes off. You set yourself up for an eagle. Oh! And I tell you what, that was nearly one right there. One bouncing in. Well, that's not much for him to do to get his birdie, but they're always nice. Drivable par 4s. Dangles the carrot as well. I mean, do you, don't you? You could play it safe. Easy pars, easy, you know, chance of a birdie, or go for glory and get the eagle.
And here's Kim going for a bit of glory. Yeah, another nice run up at the hole there, though.
No fear though, Gaz, is it? 16 years old, no fear. Unbelievable.
Booth. Another man coming in from the fluffy stuff, so this will release for him, and that's nicely done.
Yeah, that was a top shot. That was an awkward lie down below him. Flipped it up nicely, landed it softly on the green. Execution top notch.
Connor O'Neill, this birdie putt, trying to make amends for the one that he dropped on the previous hole, and he does that very well.
That's always nice. Quick bounce back.
Yeah, the old bounce back ability. A lot of people starting to talk about that now. It's a stat on the European Tour.
Without doubt. I mean, how strong have you got to be in the brain? You know, you chips are down, you've had a bogey or double, and then you bounce back with birdie or an eagle, just like this man.
Yeah, Kim knocks it in and gets that scorecard moving in his final round. You do just have to keep pinching yourself, because the South Korean really is just 16 years of age, but seems to play with such incredible maturity. His role model, KJ Choi, and this man's nickname, MK. Rather suitable.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I once played with KJ Choi in the FORE Championship at Doral in Miami. Good player. Can understand why he's a role model. Nah, look at that. That was a nice smooth stroke.
Yeah, it was. KJ's put a lot of money into the golf mine career, I understand.
Yeah, he has. Dixon to convert a good up and down out the bunker. Yeah, it does with ease.
Well, what a great start to this final round. Things moving along nicely. And just pars isn't going to get the job done today, so Booth to putt out at this amphitheatre of an 18th, and that's his final card. He's given it a go, though.
I mean, what a still around that is. Just that double bogey coming at 16. Amazing round.
Yes, and things starting to get very interesting on the leaderboard. Loads of players at 7 under, and then as we move up through those chasing groups, David Dixon still in second, now on 10 under, but 4 shots behind Kim. It's MK at the top of the leaderboard, and let's get to KA down on the course.
As the leaders head out, David Booth is just finishing off his final round and walking off behind me. The Yorkshireman shot 6 under par with 8 birdies. It just goes to show what's on offer in the course in today's conditions. We have got a cracking afternoon of golf ahead of us.
Welcome back to a quite beautiful day here at the East Sussex National for the FORE Business Championships final 18 holes. Simon Golding and Gary Ellis alongside Johnny Morgan with you for what should be a cracking finish to this tournament. Kim still leads by 4 shots. His playing partner Dixon in second on 10 under, and then it's Kearney, O'Neill and Sheridan Mills on 9 under. Right, let's get to the 6th with Kit Alexander.
It's just 312 yards to the pin here on the par 4 6th. The players are going to reach for the big dog and go for the green. Some of them will even get it there with 3-wood, and who can blame them? There's barely any wind and there's not a lot of danger around that green. We are going to see eagle and birdie opportunities aplenty here today.
Yeah, the safeguard of this hole really is the green. Very narrow at the front, bowls out at the back. Hard to reach the putting surface when you're running it on. Copeland just laying up nicely, probably hit a nice little 6-iron, 5-iron off the tee, and then dominating the second shot. What a shot that is.
I think that's one of the beauties of a hole like this that is drivable. You have got that option of playing the 6-iron off the tee and leaving a full wedge.
And you know how good these boys are at their wedge games. They've got to practice on it. And this man on a crest of a wave, Simon, isn't he?
Yeah, Noel Kearney certainly is. Played well in the Pro-Am, and he hasn't looked back from that point onwards, but building a decent score out there at the moment, but it's going to take a decent score to win this one. I mean, Gary, what sort of number do you think we're talking about today?
Well, I think you've got to look, you know, I fancy if Kim can stay round about the number that he started the day, I fancy that somewhere round about there will be the winning mark, because on the last round the pins are always in a little bit more difficult, less accessible places.
It'll take some Ryder golf to match that, won't it? And that one weaving its way, ever ending, back to the back edge. My goodness, what a shot.
Well, Robbins will take that one. The 23-year-old from Hull Golf Club turned pro only recently and starting to really enjoy his time out there in the pro ranks. Steve Robbins then, one of the players in the mix on the final day.
7 under par through 2 rounds here. What is it that you've done especially well?
I drove it really well. I think I've only missed maybe 2 or 3 fairways, hold out well, but mainly, yeah, keep it in play and you attack nearly every flag.
What's the one thing you're concentrating on in order to play your best golf in the final round?
I was expecting a bit more wind, but with it being dead calm, scoring will be good, so just trying to stay patient and utilise the par 5s.
It looks like the conditions are going to be absolutely perfect. We saw a 9 under par score yesterday. Just how low can you guys go today?
I mean, I was 7 under coming down 16 yesterday, and unfortunately bogeyed 16 and 18, but yeah, same again today, and should be all right, yeah.
Yeah, good try from Kit Alexander, but the Hull man not going to give him anything. Trying to stay nice and cool and calm and collected into this final round. Copeland then with birdie opportunity at 6.
Yeah, left below right, up the hill, smash in the back, yes! Good putt, nice birdie. That's one way to do it, Gaz, like you said on the drivable 6th.
Yep, you taking the other route, playing a full shot in. Now, somewhere in amongst under this lovely willow tree, Mr. O'Neill trying to fire one under the branches, round the trunk, chopped at it, and chopped it very well into the bunker. But that might not be too bad, John.
No, I'm just worried about that next shot of his long bunker shots. We all know how dangerous those babies are. Most people are frightened of them now. For yet another birdie to start the back 9 at 11. Can he start to run off the right? He gets it. This man is on a crest of a wave.
And the Royal Dublin player, he's making a real move in this final round, and that could put just a little bit of pressure on Kim.
Oh, this is the one I was talking about, Gary. This looks like all of 40, 45 yards.
It does, John, and as you say, even for the best pros in the world, it's a shot that is daunting, to say the least. But he's done that beautifully.
He has indeed. That was a very gutsy shot, flying it all the way with a bit of spin on it. Now Marsh, good talent, this man. Really is. Been watching him all season. Good game, good head on his shoulders.
And is he going after the green? That's going to be the big question every time these guys step onto the tee.
Oh, that's funneling just shy of the putting surface over on the right hand side of your screen there. It's going to give him plenty of room.
Back to Robbins, where we saw his ball trundling back down the hill there from the fringe.
Yeah, this for birdie. Oh yes, and John, that's going to give him a real buzz.
A proper buzz. And I tell you what, no fist pumping now. Come on, mate. You've got to be charging after those. You've got to try and catch this man.
Yeah, they've already got to put the pedal to the metal to catch MK.
A beautiful balanced swing from the South Korean.
Yeah, I think Gary was spot on early doors. Just this kid, 16 years of age. Looks like he's got a swing of a 28-year-old.
What I was impressed with last weekend, this is, his head's like a 28-year-old.
He is indeed.
Oh, that's unlucky from O'Neill. Well, he would have fashioned a par, but that was about it.
That hurts. That hurts.
Some decent galleries around the course today, and not surprisingly.
Yeah, young kid there getting inspired, watching what he would like to do in the future, I'm sure. And this is a nice chip from Marsh, just coming over the little ridge that's short and right on this green. Feeds down.
As you said earlier, John, though, it's the green that really protects the sixth and where the pin is. It's not easy to get at.
No, exactly. Now this man, well, he is hunting Kim down at the moment. He is seriously playing some golf, and that is set up another one. I know it's off the green, but he's seeing the hole. It's the size of a bucket at the moment, so you won't put it past him slotting that baby in.
No, indeed. Back to Marsh. See if he can pick up a birdie for his troubles so far. This to take him to 8 under the card. And he's done it. And there we go. Nice applause from the gallery walking round with this group. And that means Marsh is getting a move on. Well, the 22-year-old from Huddersfield Golf Club, been a pro now for a couple of years. Favourite golf course, not a bad one to pick, Royal Melbourne, out there in Australia, and already has a win on this tour. Let's hear from him.
What is the key to shooting a good round at this East Sussex layout?
Play the par 5s well and hold a good score coming in. 15, 16, 17, 18 have been very difficult holes. You know, they're long, greens are big and slopey, and you've just got to make your score on the par 5s, maybe pick up a couple on the par 4s, and then play the last 4 holes really well.
How would it feel if you did get your second win of the season today?
It'd be fantastic, absolutely. I think it might be a tall ask looking at how well Kim's playing, but like I say, one shot at a time.
Well, it is a tall order chasing Kim, but it's a tough closing stretch, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, Gary. As good as Kim is, he has looked a little vulnerable down the closing stretch on occasions.
That's absolutely true, Simon. He struggled a little bit on the last hole last week, and the finish here at East Sussex National is very, very strong. And it'll be a very interesting to see how he manages his game. But if the others can keep the pressure on him, it'll be exciting.
Yeah, it definitely was. You've seen Payne there, just good line left roughed it looked like as King comes up just short of the hole, bang on line. Just need a couple rolls more and that was disappearing on him. Well, this is his second attempt, his fourth shot now from this left-hand side. Little bump and run, get it going down there. Oh, tracking.
Now Kearney moved himself to double figures under the card like Dixon, Kim's playing partner. Is this one of the men that can put a bit of pressure on the Korean? Oh, they just keep coming. This is amazing.
What did I say? Unbelievable. I mean, he's seeing the hole. It's the size of a bucket at the moment. This could be any score. I mean, we've seen Kim shoot 9 under yesterday. I mean, what's this boy going to do?
Yes, what indeed.
Absolutely flying there he was. As we cross to the 10th, Greg Payne, can he salvage his par? No, it's all been a catalogue of woe from 20 yards off the green here, John.
It has. I mean, awkward lie. You didn't know what it was going to come out like. Played just short of the green. Chip pass. You think he's going to hold it. He's gone and missed it. This is a man, you know, I rate very highly. I've played a few rounds of golf with Greg, and I tell you what, can he hit a golf ball? He's got a good head on his shoulders.
More changes then on the leaderboard. Dermot McElroy, 5 under so far today, takes himself to 10 under par alongside Dixon, but Niall Kearney has kicked on to second place on his own, and now just 3 shots off the Korean Kim. It could get interesting if Kim can't find a few birdies today.
Yeah, it could. I mean, he's going to be looking at the scoreboards thinking, oh, this boy's hot on my tail. So Kim needing to get a few under his belt if he can, and that one going long. A little bit of adrenaline there, and that's a little bit short-sighted, but looks quite a straightforward chip.
Kim's left himself as much rough to carry here as he's got green to work with on this tricky little chip. He is lying on an upslope, so he'll to get it up in the air quite well, but it's a slippery little green. He'll do well to keep this within 3 or 4 feet of the pin.
Thanks, Kit. Now, this could be the first real impact moment of the day. If Kearney makes this one with Kim in trouble at 6, might be a 2-shot swing. Come on. Well, I spoke too soon, but that's not a bad effort.
It was good. It was very, very quick down that hill there. You could see as the ball trundling down. Very easy to lose control of the pace. Now Kearney, very experienced, part of the winning PGA Cup team a couple of years ago, and PGA Cup is due again in a couple of weeks' time at the lovely Fox Hills Golf Club.
I reckon Kim's going to fancy this one. Yeah, Fox Hills, what a great track, Gary. Just off the slope, trundling on down, and like Kit said, do well to get it within 3-4 feet, and that is gone, well, at least 8, if not 9 feet past.
Well, he bounced out of the hole, having nearly chipped in the other day to almost double that distance, didn't he? And 2-putted from there. So a little bit of a problem for Kim.
Yeah, I mean, if that had stuck in the hole, I mean, what kind of round would that have been? We would have been talking about a 59, I reckon.
Now Sheridan Mills, tee shot at the 8th.
David Dixon's birdie putt now on the 6th. Can he steal a march? It looks as though it comes a long way from the right on this hole when you're down on the green, but it just doesn't borrow as much as you think.
No, it doesn't. Well, they've got to deal with this hole later on, and this is the 14th. What a monster par 5. 575. You can take it on the left-hand side. It's about 286 yards to carry that last bunker on the left-hand side, and if you can get it on the fairway, it opens up that second shot, but it's a monster. It's going to be a 3-wood all you got. You're going to have to thread it through an eye of a needle up onto this green. As you can see, just a nice kind of C shape to it, and this pin, well, very central today. And I tell you what, a lot of slopes, and I tell you what, you could rack up a big number, but you could also give yourself a nice chance of a birdie, if not eagle. Well, this man is out with 3-wood.
Kearney, 3 behind the leader now. Is it going to resurface? No. Now bogey at 7 for Sheridan Mills. So looking to repair the damage here at 8. Well done, confident strike. Well, the greens look absolutely beautiful, Gary, and you can see it in the way the guys are putting.
Yeah, they are. They're a lovely pace for these players, and so smooth. It's as though the ball's it's metal and on a magnet.
Yeah, like that line. I tell you what, that'll ease the tension for Kim.
Survived his first challenge of the day. Now, Kearney, is this going to be his first backward step for a while?
Yeah, I thought he might have gone in that little bunker that's just shy and left on this green. He's played a little gem, kept it below the hole as well, and well, that's another birdie opportunity coming his way.
Dixon just cleaning up this little bit that you can see for his par.
Yeah, mustn't forget those little bits of attention to detail that you're going to have to find in a final round. You're going to have to knock a few of those in to keep things on track.
Lefty Greg Payne, middle of the fairway. Like I say, I have played with this guy before, guys, and very impressed with his game. Waiting for him to really break through with a vengeance and get his card out onto the Challenge Tour. As you see this backswing here, fit as a fiddle, this boy. Just showing a parallel there, thunderbolts it through. Good balance as well.
Yeah, extremely orthodox he is, John, as we go to now Kearney. And another birdie.
Mate, he's creeping, silent assassin.
Decision time for Dixon here. He's got 265 yards to the front of the green. He can get it there, but if he doesn't quite pull it off, it's guarded by some difficult bunkers short. Getting up and down for birdie from there is no picnic. He might fancy the percentage play, lay it up, leave himself a yardage he's comfortable with for a third shot. This will tell us a lot about his mindset today.
God, I tell you what, Kit Alexander's going to cover some miles this afternoon in the blazing heat.
He certainly is, and this second shot of David Dixon is covering not quite miles, but would look very good that in the air, just not quite enough.
Yeah, I can just see where that ball's finished as well. That might be a foot in the bunker as well to boot for his third.
Did look a bit like that. We scootle across to Greg Payne. Off the right lip and in.
Oh, look at it. He loves a fist pump. Look at that. Go on, my son. Yeah, grit those teeth. Or shall I say grind those teeth? Grit them or grind them? What is it,
You
Simon?
can do whatever you want when you just hold a putt like that.
Yeah, you're right there.
Brilliant. So Payne moves to 9 under. Kim then, leading by 3 shots now. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was 1 yard from being absolutely lovely. And that's taken a sideways kick. And now this man, ready to jump all over it.
Yeah, another impact moment. Won't be the last for Kearney, you suspect, this afternoon, but he's still got to keep working and building that score. Oh, my goodness me. He's got this thing on a radar today.
He's chucking darts out there, Gary.
It's fantastic, because they really are difficult holes as well, and as you say, it's like shelling peas.
It is. Well, he hasn't got the foot in the bunker. He's got the hands forward here. Lots of green to work with. Come up over a little slope. Should start moving from left to right. Feet down towards the stick. And that's a good execution. Good chip there from Dicko.
He certainly liked it. Broad smile there in appreciation of the applause. Now Conor O'Neill, Scotsman, trailing by 5.
It's a very awkward spot. The camera takes away a little bit of that, the elevation, because we've seen a couple of players and you've really almost got to try and cut across the ball to skid one up over that hill. Difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. Now, opting a chip from the fringe, and that is the trouble.
Yeah, it could be another 2-shot swing moment here. He's got that for par, and he's got a chance for birdie.
Kearney is on absolute fire here, and he's set up another fantastic opportunity to add to the 8 birdies he's already got today. He's left himself just 8 feet down the slope. I don't think he needs to give anything away from this hole. If he keeps it inside and remains firm, he could be 9 under for the day, and we've got a real tournament on our hands.
Yeah, we certainly have, and the crowd know it.
They do. Young kids there looking on, getting inspired. Now, Kearney down the hill. Little hint of right to left. I got this one inside the right. Oh, he's gone inside left. What do I know? What another birdie. My goodness.
And that one could be the biggest birdie of the day for the Irishman. Well, he's a really talented player. We know that. Had a very good amateur career. and then has gone on to get some pretty notable pro wins, in particular the 2015 PGA Irish Championship winner. Kearney could be the man for the job today.
Well, just a few people looking out there, enjoying the lovely day's golf. See some great golf as well to boot. As Kim now over his par attempt. Oh, he's up and out of it. He's missed it, and that's that two-shot swing we were talking about.
It's all change. So, two men at 13 under at the top of the leaderboard, and the man they thought they couldn't catch, well, they've caught him.
Certainly some excitement over there, and can Conor O'Neill generate his own excitement? He certainly can. There's a birdie for him.
Double figures under the card then for the Scotsman, and the door is open now. Kim going backwards, and quite a lot of the rest of the chasing pack moving forwards.
Well, that's a nice birdie attempt here for Dave. Down the hill a little bit, off his left, a smidge. Oh, agonisingly. Cellophane bridge on the right-hand side of the hole. Disappointment there. That was a good chance to get to 11 under and put some pressure on Kim.
Chuntering away after that one.
Yeah, I think he said that was a bad stroke there.
Back to Ryan O'Neill. Second of our O'Neills on the course today. Got a good run on this as well. Nice putt. Well, there'll be a tap in for a birdie for Ryan O'Neill to move to 8 under the card. And good reward there for a nice run on that one. I can tell you he's gone on to knock that in. Can Kim knock this one in so no more damage is done? He can, but it's a bogey for Kim, and our leader at the start of the day has seen his 4-shot lead completely obliterated in the course of 7 holes. 13 under apiece between he and Kearney at the top of the table, and McElroy moving to 6 under for the day and 11 under for the tournament. He's looking in good shape as well. There's a lot of players now thinking, hang on, we can do this, you know. But at the moment, it's still the Irishman Kearney alongside the Korean Kim that lead here at the East Sussex National.
Welcome back to the East Sussex National. I'm here with Sean Ferguson from FORE Business, our lead sponsor. Sean, you must be delighted with the way things are going this week.
It's been a tremendous week. Great start to the tournament. Very high standard of golf, and the the course itself is in an amazing condition.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And tell us, how does FORE Business work with the EuroPro then?
Well, we've been sponsors of the EuroPro now for 3 years, and this is a tremendous tour to be associated with. And for us, with our business owners that are members of FORE Business across 80 groups, it gives them the opportunity to meet some of the pros.
So FORE Business has got some exciting news that's going to be helping the players on the EuroPro Tour. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Of course. Well, we've got 80 groups across England, Scotland and Wales, and what we're now going to do is, for the order of merit, the top 30 players at the end of this year, we're giving them free FORE Business membership to come and network and play golf with our members across the United Kingdom.
Gosh, this is really fantastic. Look, Sean, thanks so much for stopping by and talking to us. Let's get back to the action on the course.
Thank you very much, Imogen. And look at this. Nick Kearney and Kim lead this competition at 13 under, but that is dramatically different to how this day started. Joe Dean, nice one from him, the big man, in with a 67 to get to 8 under, but that's not going to be enough today. There are some big scores to be had out there, but who is going to get their hands on the trophy come the end of the day?
As we watch Dave Coupland's second shot on this par 5 10th, curving off to the left, this is the green. Oh, bit late with the shout of 4, over to Kit.
Kearney's putting on an absolute ball striking clinic here, and he's set up a very similar birdie chance to the one he successfully put in on the previous hole. That one was just inside left. This one looks like it's just outside left. I wouldn't bet against him rolling this one in.
I think you're probably right, Kit, but we've got to put this in context. It's quite remarkable what Kearney is doing today. He started the day at 4 under. He's now got this putt to go to the lead on his own at 14 under.
Yeah, that'd be 10 under for his round. I mean, that's unbelievable. Round a standard golf course like this, how difficult it is.
And he just runs out of luck, John.
Yeah.
Well, incredible. But let's not take anything away from Niall Kearney. This has been an incredible round of golf so far.
Yeah, this is a difficult chip. We've seen quite a few people in this position. Touch you got to have here And Dave has played an absolute beauty. He could stay there with another 10 balls and not get one closer.
Very true. Par 3 13th. Connor O'Neill, middle iron, firing it up into the azure sky. Yeah, got the right club, nice position, chance of birdie.
Now Copeland taking a bit of time over this putt.
Yeah, it's obviously a very fast putt. Here's Simon, just making sure, and does it. Nice birdie.
Yeah, he's made absolutely sure, and he's making sure of some good progress as well in his professional career. The man from Woodhall Spa, England Golf HQ up there. Role model is Sergio Garcia. Favourite course, Royal Troon. Some good picks there. Well done, Dave.
When you did make the step up to the Challenge Tour in 2014 and 2015, you had a tied second, a tied third, a few other top tens. So are you feeling that your game is ready for that pressure again?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Like I said last week, I've changed a few things in the off-season and I feel like I'm just peaking at the right time, so hopefully we can sort of go under the radar and pip someone at the post.
You played in the Open Championship last year as well, so you've seen the game at the absolute top level. Just how close are you to that?
I think it's just a case of going through the things that you're practicing for. You're doing the right things off the course and on the course, so it's. I think the results will take care of themselves. So you just got to be patient and trust what you're doing is right.
Payne's got to trust his judgment here.
Yeah, you're going to see this one move from left to right. His draw as a lefty. This is coming in. Can he squeeze it up? Are we going to see it? No, there's a bunker down there. It might be in there, and he's got a little splash shot pinned over on the right-hand side. There left, as you see it.
Now, after the drama of losing the sole lead, Kim remains in the joint lead position after pars at 8 and 9. Just 16 years of age there. As most coaches will tell you, as good as a player can be at that stage, you will get inconsistencies with young performers.
Yeah, you will. But his coach, he used to do all the coaching at Long Ashton Golf Club, where Chris Wood is from, and that's right close to where I live. Lovely chap, looking after all these guys in Korea, and well, he's got Kim,
very good.
and he says he's something else. As we see Connor there, just rolling in an absolute beauty for a 2.
Yeah, that was something else from Connor O'Neill, so that moves him to 11 under. And no wonder he's smiling. Scotsman on his way.
Has he caught the bunker, Gary?
My guess is he is in the sand.
Trying to repair the damage from that bogey at 12, Payne, and that's a very nice shot.
Yeah, I like his game. When he gets a bit between his teeth, he really does pull some great shots out the bag. And look at all these lads here. You can see loads of them just getting inspired. This boy, not far off the age group. He's only 16. This one down the hill, off the right-hand side. Should move a little bit late on. Here it comes, here it comes. Ooh.
So a tap in to get back to where he was at the start of the day. And that's basically the lead on his own, but it's only a single shot lead now. How things have changed in this final round for the Korean. Good up and down there from Payne, and that's good enough to take him to 9 under, so damage repaired after that bogey at 12. And more movement on the leaderboard. Kim then back into sole possession of that lead at 14 under, but he's still got plenty of company, and he knows now he can't really afford errors from here. Wonder what his mindset is like at the moment.
You're right, Simon. It would be fascinating to know what goes on in such a young mind. And again, they're just, you know, you get excited, the adrenaline's flowing, and the ball has flown right over the green.
Yeah, that was at least easily a club out, that was, Gary. Now coming right up the slope. Big high slope here, and well, that's barely got over the ridge, and he's going to be disappointed with himself there. Connor?
Yeah, that was for eagle. He's got a long putt now for birdie to make anything. from that hole.
David Dixon, having seen his playing partner Kim, and he's chosen the correct club to find the putting surface.
Yes, he'd be a little bit disappointed with that, Gary, I find. I mean, he only had the wedge in his hand there. He'd be wanting that right round the hole. Now, looks like not much green to work with. Down and away, this looks like it's going to be fast once getting on the dance floor. Yeah, he's pitching this off the green. You can see that just feeding down.
Kearney has hit a perfect tee shot down the left fairway here, which has really opened up this pin position for the second shot. It's 169 yards. The greens are soft. He's striking it well. Let's hope he goes close again.
Indeed, let's see whether Kearney can do what Kit suggests. A little bit of a lean. He's watching it closely.
Yeah, his lean still goes to 20 feet, just showing right at the hole. And that's just a little bit of pressure, just the body not clearing out the way, just a little stiffened up a little bit, but yeah, he got through it nicely.
Yeah, plenty of room.
Yeah, Forgan after that terrifying little chip from up at the top of the bank.
Yeah, how well did he play that, Simon?
Yeah, that's a cracking up and down. So that moves him to 9 under through 14.
Well, plenty of green to work with here for Kim. Back of the stance, a lot of grass behind it, gets it on the putting surface, needs to run out like a putt from right to left, and this is tracking, and that's not a bad effort.
A pretty good recovery that, John, because that wasn't a very good miss down there.
Yeah, green above him, lots of contours to it. As we see now, Connor, this is second putt for birdie. Oh, and he misses it. And that, I tell you what, that's a hard pill to swallow, that is, when you've hit the green into a strong par 5 and you don't walk away with at least a birdie.
Yeah, had to keep his head together there. Would have been easy to just walk up to that next putt and slide it straight past again. So frustration for the Scotsman. Dixon for birdie then. Is to go to 11 under. He stagnated at 10, unfortunately, David Dixon. Oh, that was a confident stroke, just went off of my hand, officer. And that is a smelly one back for his par, I'm afraid, for Dixon. Now Kearney's just got to keep buzzing around through these last 2 holes. This for a share of the lead once again. And mustn't go away, but that isn't going to help the cause, and I just wonder if that little bit of pressure's creeping in.
Yeah, that's a long way short. My goodness, I know it took a little bump, a couple of feet from where he putted it from, but yeah, I wouldn't have taken too much off.
Yeah, Kearney and Dixon would have done well to swap putts there. Oh, well done. Well done on the way back.
Oh, Kearney. Always a bit more difficult when you come up short. You've got no idea what the line is. If you've raced it past, you've at least had a look at how, if there was any break in it, but he's negotiated that very, very nicely. Now, can Kim do the same?
No, up and after it straight away. We knew he didn't like it.
You know what that means?
We
They're
do
all
indeed.
tied at the
We
top
do indeed.
again.
Back we go then to Kim in a share of the lead, and the 16-year-old is going through the mill at the moment, and Kearney will still fancy his chances. If he can birdie down 18, then Kim is going to have all sorts of problems to deal with in the closing phases of this tournament. Right, let's get up to the air again and take a look at 16.
Yeah, I mean, what a par 3. This is 16. Coming in the closing stages, going to be a lot of pressure on beautiful big lake just in front of it. That little single bunker there, looking in the middle of the green, just shy of it over the water. 2 beautiful bunkers looking at the back, and a very slopey green to boot. And if the wind's up, this baby can cause havoc. But today is still as a daisy. So, yeah, this is taking dead aim for McIlroy.
Well, I love this course, and this is one of the holes that I like. This is one of my old stomping grounds down in Sussex. And that is a very brave shot.
I'm not sure how Kearney's missed all these bunkers down the right, but he has, and it's worked out rather nicely for him. It opens up the green yet again. That pin is back left, and now he's got the best angle in for it. He's bob on 200 yards, so it's no gimme approach, but there is a chance for one last birdie here.
So Kit says this man Niall is bob on.
And I think he's bob on by missing down the right, because it opens up the green about 185 yards, able to look straight up at the green. And has he given himself this birdie chance?
That's the problem you have around this 18th green. Lots of slopes off. You just miss it by a yard and you're a country mile away. Now that looks good at the top there, Gary.
It certainly did. Club face was very square. Look down, lovely balance. Obviously just got a whisker of draw into the pin was how he saw it. As you said, John, it just rolled off the green.
Different kind of shot here for Kim. Ball below the stance on a downhill. It's coming out low and spinny, and he's executed extremely well.
Well, as well as all the other parts to his game, showing a few decent variations. And there's a variation from Dixon creeping in under the trees. But that one was always going to run on.
Just looking like the wind's out of its sails a little bit. Had a few nice opportunities for birdies and just didn't get them.
McIlroy after that very good tee shot at this difficult par 3.
Well, slapped his leg in frustration. That's how much he fancied that putt.
Yeah, said he'd read it down the wrong side. Kearney's ball bobbed down into this bunker.
Yeah, he was determined to find the sand at some point, wasn't he, Gary, on this 18th?
Yeah, he was. Getting difficult when you can't see the bottom of the pin. Lovely bunker shot. Just got to trust to the bounce.
I think he got a bit too much bounce there, Gary. He's gone a long way past. Now Dicko from the fringe, back of the stance. Look at this. Get the ball first. Not much grass between it, and oh, just runs over the right edge of the hole. Give it a good effort.
Only had one thought and one thought only in his mind there, and that was to hold that. Back to this man at 16 for par.
Yeah, we've seen this man early doors. You know, close house, beginning of the season. Starting the season with a good performance, and he's ending it with one as well.
Now then, the shoe is on the other foot at this point in time. This could be another two-shot swing, but this time not favouring Kearney if he doesn't hold this at 18. Oh dear, and with Kim with a birdie opportunity, that might mean the end of his challenge for today. But it's been a good challenge, John.
It has been a phenomenal challenge, and I tell you what, he's looked really relaxed doing it, and his game is in good order, and he's got to take all the positive, because look at that card. I mean, what a 64. Yeah, the blip at the very end, that could be down to a little bit of pressure knowing he was in the mix, but oh, hold your head up high, mate.
Kearney then into the clubhouse at 12 under, a 64, just a single shot off the course record that this man Kim equalled yesterday. And this for that two-shot swing. Oh, wouldn't you believe it? What a putt.
Well, we've seen it earlier and we've seen it again. It's just come back in his favour, Kim, and that was some putt. Strike while the iron's hot. Hey, there's our boy. Dan Golden there on the left-hand side with the four-man.
Dan Godding, the man that's put this EuroPro Tour together over the last few years and brought these fantastic courses online. Now, the par machine. Dixon just can't do anything except par the holes on this course, and it's one after the other since the second. Right then, more changes on the leaderboard, and it's a positive change for Min Kyu Kim of Korea because he's moved back to the lead, and it's a two-shot lead as he goes towards the closing part of this tournament. He'll be happy with that. For Niall Kearney, he's going to have to wait it out in the clubhouse to see if 12 under can get him anything from this tournament. But at the moment, it's Kim that has the bull by the horns. Welcome back to the fabulous East Sussex National as we head into the closing stages of the FORE Business Championship here in Sussex. Simon Golding, Gary Ellis and Johnny Morgan with you for this one, and we're potentially still on for an exciting finish, but Kim once again has control of this tournament. Kearney's in the clubhouse at 12 under. He's going to have to wait and see if that's enough, or can somebody else still out in the field manage to get back to Kim and challenge him for this tournament?
Well, let's take a look at this par 3, 13th, 194 yards. Slightly blind. You need to play down the right-hand side with these big bunkers on the left, but today the pin is situated in the back right bowl. Ball sits down, so it's probably better just to approach with a little bit of a fade, land it on the top and let it trickle down towards the pin, but it's going to be very difficult to stop the ball near the pin off the ridge in the middle of the green.
Yeah, it's going to have to be A1, guys. It really is, and I probably favour a nice 6-iron here for Kim. Floating it in, left to right. And you can see it just pitching on that ridge you were talking about there, Gary, and just scooting onto the back. And that should feed a little bit back. Come on. No.
The ball not wanting to play ball. 18 then. McElroy's had a good day. Can he finish strongly? Nearly. He's had a few putts that he will feel have gone begging in the closing stretch. And you can see the frustration there in the body language from the young man.
Conor O'Neill on the 15th from under the bank, as you could see. He's not going to have seen much of the green from there. Pretty good effort. Played for the centre of the green, but you just get a little view of the undulations on these greens.
Yeah, you can see David now setting up for a fade. You can see the feet aiming left of the target, coming across it, trying to get this baby catching that left portion of the green maybe and just squirting it down. Come on, feed down, feed down. Not a bad shot overall.
Kim's left himself an incredibly slippery 30-footer for birdie here. It's all downhill. In fact, he's a little bit unlucky. His tee shot didn't work its way a bit closer to the hole once it finished. It's a tough one to read as well. I've had a look at it and it almost looks like it comes from both directions. I think it's all about pace here. This isn't one you're going to hole very often. Lay it close, get out of here with a 3. You are the leader after all.
McIlroy to finish up then. Well done. That's a good final day, but just couldn't quite kick on from where he got himself to.
Yeah, that's a lovely blemish-free round of golf. Look at that, the eagle coming at 10. And he'll have a nice smile on his face, going in for din-dins.
Now let's see if Conor O'Neill will be licking his lips after this one. Talking it on, but not the first putt that we've seen today that's come up short.
Dixon got the club in spot on, just a line a little bit left of his target. This one's fast, comes down the hill, gathers some speed. You can see that it is lightning. Now go, go, go. Oh, and that was on line. That was on line.
Conor O'Neill for his par. Oh dear, yeah, just wheels come off a bit there.
Yeah, that is a signer for Conor O'Neill. That takes him back to 10 under. Now, here's the putt we've all been looking forward to seeing, coming at him from all directions, John.
Yeah, the snaker, the double breakers. Kit was saying he's gone right. This is a late breaker, it's tracking. Oh my goodness. As they say, just missing on the pro side, on the right-hand side there. And that was a, well, I thought that was in, Gary.
Yeah, I must admit I did, John. I thought it was curving in there. I thought he got the pace absolutely perfect to catch the right hand side. Very good effort. So as we enter this very tough closing stretch with the 15th, 471 yards, almost a par 5. You need to keep the ball down the left hand side. These bunkers we're passing now don't really come into play for these players, but one of the beauties of East Sussex is that you need to shape the ball, and this is a hole that lends itself to aiming your second shot at the left side with a touch of fade to avoid the bunkers on the right and sneak the ball in close by the pin.
Yeah, here, Gary. Now this is one of them. Robin's second shot in the 15. He's going to be doing exactly what you were describing, Gaz. Drifting him left to right, and he's gone up the right side of the green, and that's a brave approach.
Yeah, beautiful effort there from Robbins. Birdied the 14th, so on a bit of a run at the moment. Now Dixon for one of those pars again. There we go.
It's got to be a weird day at the office for Dicko, because he is a birdie machine. He can go low, and he hasn't had, well, any for ages.
Following that very good second shot by Robbins. Can he convert?
Oh, well
Indeed
done.
he can. That's a great birdie on this tough hole.
Oh yeah, uphill from start to finish. This is a tough cookie, Gary. He's made mincemeat of it. Now, look at that. It is hot out there. O'Neill down the slope would have got a good read off his playing partner. Oh, must have just pulled that a bit.
Well, there we go for O'Neill. Sun's out, guns out.
The par 5 14th is the last really good scoring opportunity before a tricky final 4 holes. An aggressive drive leaves just 260 yards into the pin. We're going to see players going for it because it comes at a vital time in the round. Can they get their 3-wood over that bunker to that back left pin and stop it in time to set up an eagle putt?
God, he don't want much, does he, Kit?
No, he don't. Good old Kit. Now, ball below your stance here for Dicko. Helping drift this ball in from left to right. And this is high. This is floating. Is it as good as it looks? It is. That's a long way from the pin. Just overcooked the fade. That's going to be an interesting third. You just see he's always been brilliant at the lag. You know, clearing those hips out the way. Thunderbolts it through. Drops it down. Yeah, hell of a striker.
From the powerful Dave Dixon to Dave Coupland. 16th, par 3. Oh, and right at it. That's a great tee shot. Wonderful shot.
Yeah, difficult hole 16. Just to get the club in. There's a very shallow green. Quite a wide one. So you've got to get your club in right. So we see Kim here laying up with his second. Now he's got a no more than 60 yards over the bunkers to a raised green. And this is third and doing a good job. Setting up a good birdie chance.
Yeah, and a real indicator of his mindset. We were talking about that earlier, and he's gone ultra safe there.
Following the great tee shot, what can Coupland do? Keep it just inside the hole.
Oh, no.
Just the pace. It was a perfect line.
I was giving it the fist pump then, Gary.
Yeah, I could see that. No, I could see you were excited for him.
I thought that was in the heart of the hole. I think he did as well. Now this is a monster putt, all of 60 feet, up and over a ridge, down, gathering pace as well. Anything within a couple of feet will be a big bonus. And I tell you what, he'd have taken that. That's a good first putt, good effort. We might finally see him make a birdie.
Yeah, that'll be nice for Dixon. 40 years of age now, the Englishman. As John said, down from his neck of the woods. And look at that, fishing and cars. If you add golf to that, there's not much else in life, is there? Let's hear from the man.
You're a man with plenty of European Tour experience. What's been the highlight of your career so far?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm guessing I've played quite a few events on the European Tour, so most of those are obviously good. I mean, I won in 2008 in France, which is obviously quite nice, and I actually played the PGA Cup like in 2015, and that was obviously nothing to do with the European Tour, but I really enjoyed that experience as well. And so yeah, I've been lucky actually over the years. Been some cool stuff.
You know exactly what it takes to play at the highest level. What do you think of the standard on the EuroPro Tour this year in comparison?
Well, it's good at all levels, isn't it? I mean, I've played obviously some other mini tour stuff like Jamaica and what have you, and yeah, I mean, there's no easy win on any of these tours now. You've got to play really well every week. You know, there's so many good young talented golfers around. It's not, yeah, you can't really take your eye off the ball really. It's good.
Yeah, the bar has been raised, boys. It really has. The standard of golf is come on leaps and bounds, and they're not frightened, these chaps. As Dave just taps in for a par at 16.
Yeah, disconsolate par though. Not happy, just slipped out. Kim though, has the plan going to be executed?
Impressive the way he stuck to his game plan though. Obviously decided to play up short. Great third shot. Beautiful putt. Goes down as a 4 and a birdie, I think.
Oh, it sure does. And I tell you what, let's just spread the gap a little bit wider in his fairway. Just taking that pressure off him a little bit now. Dicko, come on, mate. Straight up the hill for birdie. Yeah, and he gets one. You'll have a little smile there. You'll have a little smile. Hey, there it is.
Hallelujah, says David Dixon. At last he's got his birdie. It's taken him a while, but it's been worth the wait. His playing partner Kim, though, going back to where he was at the start of the day. He leads by 3 shots. He's got complete control of this tournament heading into the closing stretch. Right then, let's hear from Steve Graham, operations manager here at East Sussex National.
The course hasn't changed much since it was built in the late 80s, opened in the 90s, and it hasn't changed much at all. It's the same challenge that Sevi, Faldo and all the other guys would have faced. The balls go a little bit further and these guys are a bit more fitter, and they're making it look a little bit easier, making lots of birdies. There are challenges out there, the green's undulating, fairways are fairly generous, and the weather's been very kind.
Well, Chris Lloyd's won 3 times this year, but MK Kim could be looking for back-to-back wins to make it 2 for the season. Looking forward to that after the break. Welcome back to what should be the concluding action from the FORE Business Championship. The Korean Min Kyu Kim has control of this tournament and he's moved through 15 holes now, still at 15 under the card, and that means 3 shots clear of Niall Kearney, who's in the clubhouse at 12 under. Right then, let's hear from Kit. He's at 16.
It's 175 yards to a pin that's cut between a deep bunker short and 2 long of the green. There's not a lot of green to work with front to back here where that pin's cut. So if you're taking dead aim, distance control is everything to leave yourself a makeable birdie opportunity here on the 16th.
Nice floating tee shot here. Need to be on your number, and that is gone a club too much, or that is adrenaline. There'd have only been a 7 or a 6 iron there. You can see his dad just looking on.
This is a real tester for Kim here. His ball has come quite deep into the bunker, so he's got a lot of sand to carry and then not a lot of green to work with. And it slopes away from him towards the water as well. With a 3-shot lead, we might see him play safe and aim right at the pin for the fatter part of the green here.
Absolute stinker of a bunker shot to look forward to then for Kim. Conor O'Neill, though, from the fairway at 17.
Really zipped into that, as you could see. Sounded a good contact. And it was a fantastic shot. That was really good. Well done. Oh.
What a cracking day. Look at that. Now, Kim could have done with this on the upslope. This would have made it so much easier, but he's down in the deep bowl of the bunker, and this is every bit hard, as Kip is saying. And this is not stopping. This is running to the front of the green. Yeah, well, his heart would have been in his mouth there, boys.
Looking at potentially a bogey here, if not worse.
Yeah, if you were able to be on that upslope, Gary, it's a whole different ball game for the shot, isn't it?
Completely different. You know, you just be able to just pop it out from there, but he had to hit it hard.
Yeah, Conor converting there for what a cracking birdie.
Yeah, he's been a bit 1 step forward, 1 step back today, but that's a step forward to 11 under. Back to Kim then for par.
Well, he looked fairly impassive walking down the green to his ball here, so what can he do? He's got it on line. Oh, it just broke away, I think. I'm not sure I'd want the one now.
Cool, that's a knee knocker coming back, isn't it? Yeah, well, it's not over. Conor at 18, pin eye right. Seen Kearney here from the same position, missed it left, but this is tracking. Oh, he also misses it just on the left edge.
Tapping for par then to finish and stay at 11 under.
It is indeed, that was a good effort. It's kind of one of those days, what could have been? What a start, look at that, 3 birdies in a row. You just think, right, it's my day. just those 2 blips, but all in all, good 5 under par round, 11 under.
Back to Dixon then, coming from the other side of the hole to his playing partner Kim for par.
Yeah, and a spot a ball of this for his par, like you said, and oh, misses it on the left edge.
Incredible, isn't it? The one time you do want a par and you don't get it.
Yeah, typical. That's the game. It's cruel.
So, bogey for Dixon. Right, let's go to the 18th. This is where it could all happen today.
Well, what a final hole. As Kit was saying earlier, loads of bunkers over on the right-hand side. If you can hit it, I mean, it's a raised fairway from the tee box. If you can get it to about 300, you take all the bunkers out of play. But if you can hug that right-hand side, it gives you the best angle in to this green, which is set a little bit of a 45-degree angle, sloping from right to left as well to boot. But anything missing this green falls away and leaves a very difficult chip. But it's also a very small green, and well, I think it's inevitable that you're going to be chipping around this baby, especially with the pressure so high.
Robin's second shot in then, the man that lost out on an open spot in 2016 in a playoff, and guess who he lost out to? Dave Copeland. I wonder if they're talking now.
Well, there you go. What did I say? There's a few little runoffs round here. Miss it by a yard or 2. It can kick violently sideways and leave you with an awkward up and down. Now, Gary, my goodness.
Yes, this is really going to test him. Just needs to keep it just inside the left edge. He's very confident, very still.
He is indeed. Well, that win last week would have helped him massively, wouldn't it, Simon?
Once you've done it, once you've got it in the kit bag, you know what to do to get the job done again. And he stays at 14 under with that bogey, but that's a 2-shot lead with 2 holes to go. Little punch in here. Just coming up short on that one, unfortunately, for O'Neill. Right, let's get up to the sky again and look at 17.
Yeah, another very, very tough par 4. Again, it's important. You can see the water on the left. The fairway runs out at just over 300 yards, so they're just trying to lay it in front of this water. And then again, take the right aim and a soft landing shot, because again, if you miss this green, it'll run off, feed off for very, very difficult chip. Par's good number on this hole.
Well, par would do just fine for our leader Kim, and he is back to where he was kind of at the start of the day. He's made a little bit of a move forward, but he's also had some trials and tribulations which he's dealt with very well, and that little bit of maturity that we spoke about at the top of the show for this young man is certainly coming to the fore in this final round.
He's very confident after this beautiful swing that we see the ball just flying off in the distance. Looks to be a 3-wood. He picks the tee up pretty rapidly. Very confident young man.
Robbins from the fringe, where he saw the ball trickle down to a little earlier. And doesn't quite manage to finish in a blaze of glory, but par, good score on this hole.
Well, this is that second shot you were talking about, Gary. It's a must to get a nice high soft ball flight on this, land it on this green nice and softly. Well, he's staring it down. He's a little twizzle with the club. And I tell you what, he's just come up half a club short there.
It is a really, really good swing. It just goes up and down on plane, clubs on plane. Great balance for a young man.
Well, for a man of his age, 16 years old, shooting the scores he's been shooting, you just wonder what the future holds for him. So you see O'Neill down the hill, and in she pops. The final hole to finish 9 under for the tournament, and that's a round of 70. Just the 2 drop shots today and 4 birdies.
Back to Kim. Back to the next chapter in this young man's story.
Yeah, a little soft ridge there, just had to putt over, and you can see that's just caused a little bit of havoc there. Come up well short, and he's, yeah, hand over his mouth. Just, oh, what have I done?
Robbins then. A few problems for him at this 18th, but rolls it in to finish his day on exactly the same number as his playing partner Ryan O'Neill. So a pair of 70s for Robbins and O'Neill to finish their tournament. Back to Dixon at 17.
This moving off his left-hand side for Dicko. Just outside the hole. Oh, maybe just got ahead of it a little bit, I'm not sure.
That's cruel, isn't it? Pars all the way, then he gets his birdie finally and 2 bogeys.
Yeah, it is a cruel game. Up and down like a yo-yo, Dave for Dave. Now Dave Copeland at the last.
Zips through the ball. Good extension with the hands. Finding the fairway.
Now you've got to say this is, you know, can hold this one. He's going up there with a nice cushion.
No.
Oh, straight across the face of the hole. Well, I tell you what, with 18 playing and how hard that baby is, it ain't over, boys.
That ball really shot across the face of the hole there. Whoa.
It is, as they say, a funny old game. And look at that. Kearney's decided to come out of the clubhouse to have a little look at the guys coming down the closing stretch. And he's got that look on his face, hasn't he, that says playoff.
I think he's like a little bit surprised. I know I am. He's had a great round of golf. You see Dave Copeland now trying to bring this one in from right to left. Suits a shot for your second. And he's done the first part very well. Good drive, good second.
And back on the tee. A par down the last, and Kim will be champion for back-to-back wins on the EuroPro Tour. Gone after it.
Oh, that looks a bit left. He's looking left.
No. Goodness me.
And down there is not a place you want to be, Simon. Gary.
No, it's, you know, even if he just stays in the first cut, it's going to be very difficult to see. As we watch Dave Copeland trying to close out with the 3.
They won't drop, will they, at the moment?
Well, you won't see many birdies on this hole 18. It is one tough cookie. I'm intrigued to see where Kim's finished up. Copeland, well, that's a solid par, and it's a kind of a day what could have been just the 3 birdies, 69, good round all in all, but he's had his chances.
Well, what must that man be thinking right now, Kearney?
There's our man Ashley down there, Gary. You know him well.
Yeah, indeed. Ash Weller, tournament director.
And he can still win it from here, Kim. And with golf like that, my goodness me, 2 putts for the championship.
Well, how good a shot was that? Yeah, on a little bit of an upslope, helping him get the elevation he needs to land it on the green softly, especially with this pin well at the back of the green. He's having to come over 2 bunkers to a raised green as well. And that was some shot, Gary.
That was a remarkable shot. Tremendous.
This then for the title and a birdie to boot. No, whoa, ball. Goodness me.
Oh, well, the legs are going to be knocking. The knees are going to be knocking, I should say.
And look at Kearney.
He can't believe it.
Dixon then. All this drama going on around him. His challenge unfortunately faltering.
Oh, he's been
well
waiting for putts to go in. He finally gets one on the 18th. And yeah, it's been one of those days for Dave. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, level par round. Yeah.
This for the tournament then, for Kim.
This is a real nerve tester.
Oh my goodness me. Can you believe it? Well, Kearney is in a playoff. And about an hour ago, he was probably just getting ready to leave and head off home.
Hey, don't wear yourself out, mate. He's going for a run.
But Kim has, well, for want of a better phrase, blown it. And now he's got to do it all again if he wants to get back-to-back wins. That is incredible stuff.
Well, I'm absolutely shocked. I mean, this must be a formality. He's going to knock this in. But my goodness, to go bogey, 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 finish as you see there, when the man's on a crest of a wave. Yeah, well, I'm absolutely baffled, shocked.
Yeah, and you know, those 3 putts, because he'd been putting so well.
He had. You didn't see him missing at all.
Well, that is incredible drama. Kim had control of this tournament. Unfortunately, he has let it drift. He's not out of it yet, but he's got to go down the 18th in a playoff with Niall Kearney. We're lost for words in the commentary box. I suspect Kit Alexander isn't, though.
After that heartbreaking finish from Kim, he slipped back into a sudden death playoff with the fast finishing Niall Kearney. The pair returned to the 18th hole. Kim's head must be scrambled. Kearney's had a long time since he last hit a golf shot, and they're faced with a really tough hole. There's bunkers in play down the right and a long second shot to an undulating green. Can one of them pull a birdie out of the hat here and get their hands on that coveted trophy?
It is a dramatic finish here in the FORE Business Championship at the East Sussex National. Just before the break, we thought we were watching the leader Kim come down the home stretch to certain victory, but anything but. And Kearney came out of the clubhouse to watch on and see Kim miss a couple of putts at the end of his round to mean that we have a playoff at 12 under apiece as we go down the 18th once again. Kim not out of it, but he's got to fight if he wants this title, and this is what's ahead of them.
Yeah, lovely look down on the 18th. That whole cluster of bunkers just waiting to swallow up anything that leaks a little bit right. It is possible to hit over, but it's a massive hit to get past them. Rising fairway, looking up towards the clubhouse, and then you've got to pick the right club because the green's set slightly above the fairway and sitting at an angle of sort of 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It's very important that you get the right club, but mustn't go too far left side of the green, otherwise the ball could run down in those bunkers. So, Niall Kearney. I have to say I think my money's probably on Kearney with the experience that he's got in the playoff, but you never know. Young man's not frightened of anything. He's watching that pretty closely. Bit of a sigh. I'm not sure that's found the fairway.
Well, I think that was a bit of a stiff swing. He's had a wait of an hour and 14 minutes since he finished his round, and I didn't see him prep him because I think he's in a bit of a shock, Gary. That those 2-3 putts on those closing 2 holes has put him back in it.
Yep, don't think he expected to find himself in this situation.
And he's not the only one, is he? Because Kim must be feeling all sorts of emotions right now. But look at that for a strike.
Straight down to the tee and absolutely dissecting this fairway. Well, pressure on Kearney. You just see the poise, the balance, the turn at the top just past parallel, and look at those hips fire. Extension through the ball and, well, great balance to boot. Now, the only saving grace is he's down the right-hand side, Gary.
He is. Ball was back in the stance, just making sure he got a clean contact. I think he likes that one better. Yep. Nice round of applause. Spectators up on the hill.
And we go to match play, though. Straight match play for this title now.
Oh, proper one-on-one this is. Now, right about the 180-yard mark, up the hill. Can't see the bottom of the pin. Moving it in from right to left, and, well, just getting inside his playing partner, you could say, is... That's a good shot.
Well, it was even Stevens off the tee, and it's still very much 50-50. Now we're on the green. Both players are facing very similar putts. They're on the bottom tier. They've got about 25 feet uphill. The odds are certainly on 2 fours here. But we've seen some funny things on this green this afternoon, so you never know.
Oh, I don't know if he's done himself an injury there, boys, but he seems to be leaning to one side. I don't know if he's done a rib or hurt his hip or whatever, but I hope Kit's all right.
It's been a long day for Kit. It's been a long day for these two. Kearney, can he grab hold of this trophy with one hand? No, a bit of a decel on that one, I'm afraid. Frustrating stuff. 1 minute he was out of the tournament, and then next minute he was in it. And the ground staff waiting to go, waiting to get the course ready for the next day. Now Kim, his second bite at the cherry. Can he take it this time around?
Yeah, slightly up over the ridge, down and away. Oh, and he's given it a run for his money. He's got it past the hole. And yeah, just looking at the greenkeepers there, stellar job, boys. Stellar job. Course in great condition.
Well, Kit was leaning to 2 fours, wasn't he? And it is, by the looks of it, going to be that. Although, having said that, Kim did miss a little knee knocker earlier. Not this time, though. There we go. So a pair of pars, and we're heading back to the 18th tee.
Well, take 2, Gary.
Yep. And now let's see what we can do now that Ken is warmed up a bit. I think again, lean similar. I think he's let it go away towards those bunkers. Yep, out there on the right.
Wonder if he's dodged them all yet again. Now Kim gunned it straight down the middle of the fairway first time around. Can he do it again? Well, he's straight down for the tee yet again, and that can tell you one thing, that is flying high. And, well, I tell you what, I bet that's no more than probably a yard or 2 from his first attempt.
Carbon copy. And doesn't he look relaxed?
He does indeed. Look at those eyes, they're not leaving his target.
Nothing the matter with Noel Kearney's backswing. You could see they're just a little bit late with the roll of the forearms at impact to square the club face.
Well, what's the lie like over there?
Oh, that looks a bit hay-like as well. Ball 2 or 3 inches above his feet. Difficult to get contact on that. I think we could hear, John, that it was a pretty fluffy old contact.
Oh, and that's gone back into the thick stuff on the left-hand side of the fairway now. Now advantage Kim, A1 position. He's got the same club as he had before. Exactly the same position, pretty much. 4 here might be enough.
Yeah, that's fine for Kim, but the concern here is for Niall Kearney, and Kit Alexander can tell us more.
Kearney's faced with about a 40-yard pitch from thick rough. He's short-sided, he's got to go over a deep bunker. With Kim pin high on the apron, it's advantage to the Korean at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kit.
Oh, this is really not what you want. Ball 4 or 5 inches down in the grass, got to hit it hard, and yet you've got to hit it softly somehow to control the distance.
Oh, well played, well played.
Yeah, that was a great shot, that really was. Almost a 10 out of 10 really, wasn't it, from that lie?
I give him 10 out of 10 for that. I mean, you know you're not going to get any spin, you had to go for height, he's just judged it to perfection, but well, just off the green, up the hill for Kim to seal the deal in the second extra hole. Ooh, and he's left the door open yet again for Kearney here. Now he had a similar kind of putt further away in regulation play. He knows where it's going to break.
He does, he should know the line exactly.
Oh, no. So wanders past, and Kearney's ball stays up. The butterfly doesn't care, but Kearney does. What do they say when a butterfly flaps its wings? Somebody is going to win a golf tournament in East Sussex or something like that. But Kearney, unfortunately for him, it's not going to be his day. But would you believe it? Kim has made it hard work, but the point is he's made it. Back-to-back victories for Kim here on the EuroPro Tour, and that is something pretty special from a 16-year-old pro.
It is indeed. I mean, the world's his oyster. Back-to-back wins. I mean, this guy dropping 3 shots in the closing holes, actually giving a nice handshake, and look at that. I mean, comes back and wins it in a playoff, Gary.
Yes, I mean, it is quite a remarkable effort, and I must say he's learning all the time from this experience.
Kim is the winner, and the EuroPro Tour have unearthed another fabulous star.
I'm really happy with my back-to-back wins, which I didn't expect at all. It was a hard victory, and that makes me feel even happier. In terms of strategy today, I just tried to avoid any bogeys. There were some though, but I recovered well with some good putting. My putting was excellent today, although it was not so great in the latter part of the round.
The race to Amantuera has taken a big turn in recent weeks. Chris Lloyd still tops the table, but now Min Kyu Kim marches into that top 5 with his second victory. Nick Marsh also in a strong position in third, but there's still a whole group of players who'll fancy their chances as we head into the last 3 events of this season. Sean Ferguson then of FORE Business presents Kim with his trophy to conclude another terrific week on the EuroPro Tour.
Well, Kit, what a day of golf. I mean, where do we start?
It was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? So many storylines. But first of all, a tip of the hat to Niall Kearney. That 64, 8 under par in the final round to surge through the field and force his way into that sudden death playoff was absolutely sublime.
Yeah, he was brilliant. But what about MK Kim? He's only 16 years old. Such maturity, such composure.
What a phenomenon he is. I mean, back-to-back wins. He made things difficult for himself today. That bogey finish would have put anyone's head to scrambled eggs. But the way he kept his calm and to par those 2 18th holes in the playoff to get his hands on that second trophy was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and then if next week he wins at Coventry Park, he'll be on his way to maybe the £250,000 bonus. I mean, it's realistic now.
Absolutely. We've got 2 regular season events left in the Tour Championship. He's on 2. If he wins in one of the next 2, we could have him and Chris Lloyd both heading to the Tour Championship with 3 wins and battling it out for that £250,000. That would be unbelievable.
Yeah, this competition is certainly getting really intense. We'll be there next week at Coventry Park where the events continue.